at the fountains of Plantation.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Bifo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the creme cram sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
How's business been doing? And I guess this is the time of the year when people are getting into the whole graduation parties.
We've been very steady. I got to be honest with you. We've been very steady. Business hasn't dropped much at all.
That's good.
We've been very steady.
I'm going to knock Formica here,
right?
or whatever the surface.
She's not going to
Knock
pizza
on
box.
everything.
Well, I guess, that's kind of the nice part of having a business that's been established for 35 years. You have loyal customers. They're mainly locals, year-round residents, right? And you're not as subject to the seasonal ups and downs of maybe some places on the beach. So that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you see a lot of, I guess, people coming in for, is it retirement parties, graduation, catering, just in general?
Catering's been picking up, yes. We're going to do a bunch of graduations starting now. This weekend we have a bunch coming up, and the next week, and before we know it, it's going to be, it's going to be all graduations.
So let's say somebody has like a graduation party at their house, 40 people. How do you do it? Do you do setups with the chafing dishes, or
we do a complete cold buffet, hot buffet, chafing dishes, whatever you guys like, yes.
Okay, so it's all available for the taking here.
Waitresses, bartenders available, whatever they want.
We'll build it based off of the needs.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, whatever you need. Let us know.
You guys are in the service and hospitality business.
That's what we do.
And again, you could either, I guess, go online, or I guess the best thing for a big catering job is to give a call, 954-472-2167. Again, 954-472-2167. Stromboli in the Fountain Shops. All right. Well, for you, when you go to a game, first of all, as a season ticket holder, do they get you for the parking also? Because I understand that they've jacked up the rates.
What I do is that I buy the package with the 3 seats with the valet.
Yeah,
I'm not parking my car. I want a valet because when I go in, I'm going to be the first one in and the first one out.
Okay, boom.
So I'm in and out like Batman.
So, but you stay for the whole game, right? You're not one of those fair weather.
Last night. I'll admit we left.
You left before overtime.
I left overtime exactly.
Really?
Hold on, but I had my TV on my phone and in my car.
Yeah.
And I ran out, and the time I got from Oakland Park Sawgrass to commercial, we scored.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the first minute.
Reinhardt did it, and it was done.
I hate it. He makes me every game. He has such high anxiety about the parking. We leave, and it's okay when we lose, but when we win, I'm like so mad.
But last night I wish I would have stood because I want to get all those Ranger fans that were telling us that we were dead.
Say, babe, you were right.
But we were not dead. We came through.
Do you have any side bets going with old New York friends at this point?
Because I got a bunch of customers here, that actually love the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, they know I like them as well. But
at this point, we got to go with the home team, and not only that. I mean, how could you be, as a hockey fan, how could you not like this Panthers team? Because they do everything, and even when things look bleak, they managed to come back. They scored 2 goals in the third period the other night.
Playoffs, it's all about the goalie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, you're seeing it. Bobrovsky's been good. Shesterkin's been freaking ridiculous.
Phenomenal. 39 shots the guy last night, and we scored 3 goals.
He won't bet on his own teams, though.
Yep.
No, I almost did the same thing,
Yeah,
Nick. I say I'm willing to pay to see the Panthers advance to the Cup Finals because I want to see this team win it all. And in that case, it's kind of like the reverse psychology where I'll put some money down on the Rangers to win the series so that my wounds are salved if the Panthers lose with a winning ticket. And then you say, all right, how much am I willing to pay to see the Panthers advance? In my case, it's $100. So, we're gonna.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, and just like say, okay, so there's a little bonus, a couple of free meals, maybe one free poker tournament somewhere along the way, if the Cats somehow don't manage to pull it out. But they're looking good.
They will. They will.
Yeah.
I love the confidence.
Yeah.
I'll bet you on some food.
Well, we got to see.
Let's go Panthers.
Yeah, I love how
Well,
he's converted.
we've got Lubie now on the headset, the fourth
yeah.
headset. Have you talked to our hockey expert Reno Cerbone
I-
at Heritage?
The last couple games, I left him alone. So at Heritage,
I know Reno real well.
Restaurant, he's the brother-in-law of
Longo.
Roberto Longo.
He lives in our neighborhood.
So he's become a guy that we talk to not only here but on our morning sports show. And I'll just text him after the games, and he just did prayer hands after last night's game and after the 2 overtime games. But I think it's fun that you guys are season ticket holders. I give you credit for sticking it out even to overtime because that game didn't get done to the wee hours
I know.
of the night into the morning. So
overtime only lasted a minute.
it was quick.
It was-
but the game was long. Like
One
it felt
minute.
long. Like
No, it was like I said, 15-minute break, and then
They
overtime popped
don't
off.
drop the puck. They say 8:00 start. It really doesn't start
Then
until
yeah.
8:15,
It's like
8:20.
8:20. Yeah.
So then you go into it was about 11:40, and you admitted that you left the arena before overtime. I got to admit, I fell asleep with about 5 minutes left.
Well, we fell asleep the last game.
I watched the first 2 periods at a local restaurant. Me and Val went to the Fish Grill in Dania, and they do a nice job with seafood. Long time place that moved locations, but great bar set up there. I was able to watch the game, have a nice fish dinner, watch the first 2 periods, and again, it was you knew it was going to be a white knuckle ride as soon as they took that 2-1 lead into the third. And you hate when ESPN flashes that graphic of that's the total mush.
They've never done this.
It says
many times.
after 2 periods when leading this season, the Panthers are 62-0-8. They haven't lost, and it's like that's it, they're done.
Yeah, there's into that game.
Jeez.
But they weren't done. I passed out with 5 minutes left. However, with overtime, as soon as you hear the cheering, I went back home on the couch, pass out, hear the cheering, wake
Jump.
up, see the replay. It's like, hey,
Jump up.
they won. And
they got a power play.
Right away. It was
who called the
fantastic.
penalty? I thought they were going to swallow
Well,
the
they
whistle.
were about to get it was Barkov had a 1-on-1 with the goalie. It actually should have been a penalty shot, because it was a smart defensive play. Most guys don't automatically score, especially in Shesterkin, but the way Barkov is in the open ice, like you don't want to mess with that. And they took him down. They took him down as he was going in 1-on-1 with Shesterkin, and they called the power play, which was a smart play defensively, but the Panthers took advantage of it right away.
Look, I'll take a penalty in overtime any day of the week.
why
It used
not?
to be, unless it was like you said, just
He took him down. They had to call
takedown
it
of a
even
breakaway.
in the ECF. Yeah,
Usually the refs did a good job last night. They did swallow the
Yeah,
whistle.
I think there's only like five.
Yep.
I think there's only
So-
like 5 penalties the whole game.
All right. He's going into the bruschetta. I took the first chicken. I'm sorry, the shrimp parm.
which you
First of all,
rarely see these
congratulations, because it was a staple of my Brooklyn youth. I used to get shrimp parm heroes all the time. Shrimp parm is one of those like underrated dishes. Can you just explain to people, how it's prepared? And again, you don't see it on
I've actually
every
never
menu
had it, to
down
be
here.
brutally honest.
Well, then you're gonna have one, right?
Well, it's an egg batter.
Yep.
Flour egg. It has lightly seasoned breadcrumbs. Pan seared.
Butterflied. You butterfly your shrimp.
Butterfly them
It's
up.
essential to get it split open.
Put our marinara sauce on there. Our fresh mozzarella.
It's beautiful.
Bake in the oven. It's out.
This is, almost friendly enough for my dietary needs. It's just a light coating of some batter, breadcrumbs, but otherwise, the cheese, the sauce, and the shrimp are all okay.
I didn't hear deep fried. There was no place in there.
No,
where
we
it
don't
was
deep fry.
So there you go. It's
Yeah.
light. It's nice.
Pan fried.
Absolutely delicious. All right. We talked Panthers.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about the upcoming party graduation catering season. And what about, I guess, you're still doing those lunch deals, right? The incredible.
$8.95 lunch deals.
How do you do that?
We do it.
Does it kill you? Like, are you just being sweet? Like, literally, because it feels like in this day and age, it would be hard to make that number, and especially the amount of food you guys give. You give it. We did it last time. You gave us a lunch portion, and I swore it was a dinner portion.
We do volume.
Okay.
We have a lot of lunch
And
that we
it's
do.
cash, and it's in. We don't do it delivery.
No, it's all
in-house.
Dine in only.
Dine in,
But again, that
cash.
$8.95, you get these incredible, options, and, dishes with pasta, and you get a soup or a salad with the garlic rolls. You can get 2 slices of pizza, and most places now I'm seeing, forget $9.95. I mean, you're going into the double digits.
Yeah,
$11.95,
and you're happy about that,
$12.95.
actually.
So this is one of the reasons why I was very excited when we were able to get together and have this partnership, because you guys give Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old-school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and daily fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. And Lubie seems to be getting frustrated. I hope that you can hear us. If not, I guess I'm going to just maybe. I wish I knew American Sign Language.
I don't,
at this
unfortunately.
Point. Are we a no-go there?
No, you're on.
We're on.
I think you can hear us.
You think we can hear it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. If you put the chat line on, maybe people will say we can hear you or not hear you. I hate to, bark at Lubie during the show.
We're okay now is what we're getting.
We're okay now.
I apologize to you all. And
okay,
you all, but
here's my suggestion, Lubie. Sit down, take a fork and knife, and eat some of this goddamn shrimp parmesan because it's the best thing.
And just make
I don't mean
faces.
to see GD.
They can tell.
It's very good. Even, Nick is chowing down on him. Angelique, during the break, said, I need a bite of that. And I was going to give her some of mine. And
That's
Nick
my
didn't
husband.
want to
My husband will
share.
do it.
Well, Nick he seemed like, he was like, I want it. It's all so
he acts
good.
like he can't have a whole
She's
kitchen.
like, my husband will do it.
Highly recommend the shrimp parm. All right, let's get this man a setup here somewhere.
There's stuff. I got a plate. I got everything.
You got to plate everything.
People
you
were complaining. I want to make sure they
let's
could
go,
hear us.
buddy.
And
No
I'm
complaints.
glad
All right.
we're
How's
good
it
now.
look?
I'm very relaxed now. Last month he was grumpy because he couldn't eat
Yeah, I
anything
was very
because it
bitter.
was Passover and he observes the holiday and he
Yes.
wasn't eating any of the
And
pizza, the
you were
pasta.
mean and took me here.
Of course, what I do. And on the Facebook group, I don't try to be mean, but just sometimes I get a little irritated about some of the things.
It still
that
worked
come
out. I found my
across.
way as they have a plethora of different items here at Stromboli Pizza Kitchen. As you can tell, we have almost all of it on our table.
Yes. Yeah, I got to give you guys big props for putting out this kind of display. I'm going to get into that Italian cold cut sub in a minute, but let's talk about dog rules. I guess here you have outdoor seating.
Yes.
How does it work? Do people try to bring their pooches in here and then get up on the counter and lick the pizza?
So we used to have a dog store, puppy, like a puppy.
Like one of those, we don't want to say puppy
Yeah,
mill.
I don't
but
want to say something
pet
rude,
store.
but yes,
Yeah.
A pet store. Yeah, you can buy animals.
next
yes.
door. And oddly enough, not very many people wanted to come in with their dogs. They would sit outside. But our different restaurants cater to a different crowd. And some areas, everybody takes their dog everywhere.
At some point, they become family members, and I understand that. We love our animals. I've never had a dog in my life. I do love dogs, just not enough to clean up after it and
You're
walk it
missing
every day.
out. You're
I've always
missing
been a cat
out.
person, and we've had this conversation. I don't know about you, Nick. It's funny because when I grew up, my mother was deathly afraid of cats, so we never had any kind of domesticated animals except for I had a snake and a hamster
A
at
snake?
one point.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
I came
you
back.
had a
Cobra.
snake. You couldn't have an animal, but you had a
we
snake.
had
in
a
your home.
snake.
The snake stayed in the terrarium mostly,
Oh.
although one day it did get out when we
I
had
feel like your Jewish mother.
our
and I
house
just
cleaner came and something went amiss, and then the name of the snake was Spaz because it had this dent in its tail and he looked a little, well, we can't even use that term anymore, but spastic. But I don't even know how I got here. Cats became part of my life later on when I got married. Had 2 kitties. I love cats because they're just so mellow. You can go away for a
They're a lot
weekend in the
easier, yes.
Bahamas. You don't have to do anything. You just leave a fresh box of litter, a couple,
My
bowls of
4-year-old
food. Yeah.
want one. She wants one. She asks all the time. He says flat no
Uh-oh.
on cats.
Why?
I
You're
grew up
not a
with both
cat
cats
person?
and dogs.
No cats.
What about dogs?
We have 2 dogs.
Oh, you have 2 dogs.
We have a lion.
Lubie, of course, you've got a dog and a cat.
I have a wolf, which is really a dog, but it's a husky that looks like a freaking wolf.
Oh.
And we have a kitten. Yeah.
I had a cat that was really a dog trapped in a cat's body. He was 25 pounds. Sydney, a big
I had one of those
black and
growing
white
up.
cat.
Wow.
He was a big fluffy ball of fur who liked to eat, and boy, he was a good companion. He was like a dog.
I like the cats that act like dogs. I don't like the cats that get scared when people come around and just hide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the ones that
come up
Yeah.
and
My
rub
cat
against
is
your
very
leg.
Yeah,
and
social.
purr.
yeah.
It's very social.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, you don't see anybody bringing a cat or walking with a cat.
somebody
around.
messaged me on Google messaging and asked if they could bring their cat to one of our locations. I didn't know what to say. I just said, "Is it a service animal?"
Cat.
I don't know.
That's great.
The good
I-
It might have been,
restaurateur.
it might
I
have been a
didn't-
Bengal cat. Those are
I
big.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I would want to
Mike
see
Tyson.
that.
Or
but-
cheetah. Cheetah.
Yeah, down here you never know. People do have kind of odd
My niece
pets.
has a hairless cat that she travels on the airplane
Those
with
freak me
and
out.
everything. He's cute though, and
Okay.
he's super friendly. But yeah, he's weird. He's a
Is
little
that
weird
the Austin
looking.
Powers cat?
Yeah.
The Dr. Evil hairless.
Yes.
Looks a little nuts. But
Ugly cats.
But getting back to the dogs, again, sometime in the last 10 years, I don't know when it all broke down, maybe with the rise of social media and people wanting to make, Instagram and TikTok stars out of their pets, and they take them everywhere and they put them in strollers. But again, with you dogs are welcome to sit outside, right?
Yeah. Or it could have been during the pandemic, everybody home spending so much time with their animals, kind of feel bad now
Good.
leaving their animals. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
I get it.
all
Look,
I
I
know.
have animals. I love them, but
Yeah.
and it still bothers me to see. Look, you outside, whatever, fine. But people have the animal like sitting next to them in their lap, feeding them, and it's
We
like
can't. Yeah.
it's just people are eating, and it's not appetizing, and it's not clean.
We actually had a service animal come in, and you could tell a service animal.
A real
they
service
come,
animal, legit.
They sit under the table.
Mhm.
They don't move. Doesn't
They
matter.
don't want to eat.
Yeah.
They're not fed during the meal.
You can all you want. The dog's not moving, and we got a bad review because of it. Another customer
That's
was
not fair.
angry.
Oh, exactly.
Saying that they should sit outside.
And
That's
that's
a service animal. What are you gonna
No,
do?
you can't.
And what-
Absolutely not.
What
That-
people have to understand is that when it's a legitimate service
They're
animal with a
needed.
vest, whether it's helping, a blind, visually impaired person or whatever,
Yeah.
that the ADA spells out they're allowed equal access
legally you
to
have to
all
have that.
parts of the
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah, of course.
Which
but
makes
you
sense, it's fine.
know which ones are legit and then which one got their
Oh,
documents from Amazon
Exactly.
about the emotional support animal because I have anxiety. And again, not to mock anybody's,
No.
mental,
Yeah.
conditions but my whole thing is we live in a
Etiquette.
society. And,
Yes.
Etiquette. It's just etiquette.
yeah, and this
It-
brings us to what the Prezzo, in Palm Beach Gardens posted on the side, which is saying we're a dog-friendly establishment, but there are some rules, and they listed 6 rules, and I posted it on the group this morning, and of course it's causing people to go into a frenzy. But basically just some of them saying that dogs are limited to outdoor seating areas only. No dogs are entered, to pass through the main dining room unless it's a legitimate service animal. That they should always, dogs shouldn't come into contact with dishes, utensils, tableware, or sit anywhere except on the floor. They shouldn't be on seats. They
They were
shouldn't
just very
be on the
specific,
table.
and I appreciate how specific they
Spelling out things that used to be common sense. Whatever happened to common sense?
Common courtesy
Gone.
is not common
Yeah.
anymore.
It's not. No, it's not.
No.
And then this one I love, number 6. Accidents involving dog waste shall immediately be cleaned and sanitized. I'm assuming by the owner.
Yeah,
A cleaning
yeah.
kit is available. Please ask your wait staff
Wow, good
for
for them.
assistance. And and I was triggered last week because on the group there's a guy who goes around who's made his. He's a restaurant and pizza place owner too.
What's his name?
I'm actually no. He was public about it because it's part of his shtick. He's a Miami Beach guy who is a bright guy. He went to Yale University. He was a tennis player. He ran for mayor of Miami Beach. His name is Steve Burke, and he has a dog, service dog he calls it, named Munchie. And he goes around. He has an Instagram account and a TikTok account where he takes Munchie to all these fancy restaurants, including Michelin star places,
Oh, man.
and has him eat. And they had him at some new restaurant in South Beach that's part of a hotel, and took a picture of this beautiful burger with Munchie sitting on the furnishing, the couch in the background. Now that post has since been removed because I admonished him, and I got into it with him a little bit, saying, if this is a service animal, he's not playing by the service animal rules. He's not supposed to be on furnishings, and you should know that. And then he was like, "Oh, my service animal will be anywhere I want him
Then
to
it's
be,"
not a
and
service animal.
that's the whole thing that gets people riled up.
So I have 2 dogs. I'm obsessed with my dogs. I have a Frenchie, I have a pit bull. He hates it. He thinks I love them more than I love him. But I get it. And I think that if there's restaurants that cater to that
go there.
specific, have a menu for the dog, and then people know who don't like dogs or
Yeah,
who
they
are
just won't
allergic
go
to
there.
dogs.
Right.
They just don't go. It's fine. But if it's just a normal restaurant, you can't expect everybody to be comfortable with that, even outside, because you're feeding the dog off the table.
Right.
It's a touchy
Well, it's not
subject because it
sanitary,
is their
honestly.
children.
Like, I think a health department would not
No,
approve of that.
it's against health
It's
department
not even you guys.
regulations
It's,
for
even if
dogs
people
to
love
be on tables eating from plates. Even though people say, "Well, the dogs' mouths are cleaner than some of the people's mouths."
And not their
and-
No.
hands,
But-
not their paws.
And people better behave than some people's kids.
Honestly.
You hear that? I'm like, ah.
Mm.
Well,
Th-
it's such an uncomfortable question, too. When I host at one of our restaurants, I have to ask, is it a service animal?
Yeah.
And some people will fly off the hinges with the question. Some people understand, say it very easily, and some people will not be honest, because then they'll say yes and then they'll sit with the dog and the dog will be on the eating off the table and things like that. So it's such a touchy subject.
People look obviously get very emotional about their animals, but people should also be familiar with the rules, regulations, and laws. And for restaurateurs on your end, you have health department regulations, so you're not just
Huge.
willy nilly making things up.
A
And
liability.
again, you've got to deal with being ADA compliant, but also being aware of health regulations, and that's why people, the rule of thumb, and not to stir up a whole hornet's nest here, but
You are,
just,
but you are.
yeah, Nick looks very uncomfortable. He's like, oh god, we're gonna be pissed off.
No, I think he's where I am. Where
I
this
want to
is-
eat everything.
He wants to eat. All
He's
right.
doing the math. Look,
Enough
to
of
me,
my
I think
dog
it's-
nonsense. But
I'm
just
not-
using common sense. Outdoor areas are usually fine. Just keep your
Yeah.
dogs on the ground. Keep them away from other people because some people are allergic and some people are just scared of dogs
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Exactly.
Keep them on a leash.
It's okay to think about other people. I know that's a weird thing
We have
these days,
to.
but
You're in a common area.
I'm the first. Like it's funny. It's again when you're out eating and like you're having conversation. I'm the first one to be like, maybe we should move to like get ice cream or coffee, unless we're gonna keep drinking. Because to me, people have to turn over tables. Like these are things that's okay to think about when you're eating at a restaurant, including having an animal who's been walking on the floor with its feet, now putting its feet on the table. Like,
All right.
Exactly.
Well, we're gonna put this doggy business to bed right now.
you guys are about to put sandwiches in bed.
And
It
look,
looks like.
just be kind to, just be aware of your surroundings, other people, and also the restaurant staff and owners. They're not looking to, to harm anybody or to, foul up anybody's day, but you also
Yeah.
have to realize that there are rules and regulations.
So I'm actually upset at myself that I've never had this in my life.
The shrimp parm?
Shrimp parm is
All right.
fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think I would steer you wrong, Lubie?
You've never steered me wrong, but I look, I'm a big chicken parm guy. You guys brought out your great chicken parm last time, and it's a go-to. I love a good eggplant parm. I didn't even think about a shrimp parm. This is amazing. This is really good.
but
Should I-
you didn't have it the way that it was supposed to be eaten last time.
Which is what?
What?
On the
Well, last
bread.
time.
Or
I didn't have a
on-
panini, but I had you guys
The
did chicken
panini.
parmesan and pasta. And
We
that
made
worked for
both.
me.
But he didn't get to eat the panini.
Yeah, he didn't have the
You
bread.
gotta eat the panini.
There's a
What?
lot here.
Oh,
It's the panini, but right now I'm eating. Look at this beautiful semolina
So what-
Italian roll. Where do you?
What
I can't
exactly
say,
is on this?
Yeah, we got
Italian,
this
the meats. What
classic
meats?
cold cut, and I'm gonna go in.
Because I know people
Excuse
do
me.
different.
We make we have capicola, we have salami, we have provolone. We use all sharp provolone. That's our own bread we make here.
Wow.
Wow.
Eat it like you ate that cannoli last week, remember?
He's fantastic.
Forget about it. You ate it like one shot. Remember that
I
cannoli?
just love what his mouth can do. Like,
Mike
I'm
has
looking at
passion
that
for
bite.
food, man.
I've had some dental work this month.
Don't
My
worry about
mouth
that.
is still on
I'll
the.
knock your teeth. Don't worry about it.
I'm like a
I
hockey
just-
player.
I'm looking at that sandwich and I'm like, okay, how would a human eat that?
All right. Here.
And I watched what's
First of
supposed
all-
to
Watch
be a
out,
human
watch
eat
out.
it.
First of all, I got to stick the tomatoes somewhere where it's
Watch.
kind of like less
Look.
obtrusive. Now I'm going to go in. First of all, a little interesting here, Nick. I got to say, because this is some cause for debate in the food world, especially among the Brooklyn, Italian
Purists?
sub-purists.
I know what you're
I
gonna
see
tell me.
mayonnaise on here.
You
Now,
know why I put mayonnaise on it? My wife was going to eat it,
Because I asked for it.
but I
Now-
don't put mayonnaise on
He
a
knows,
sandwich.
and if there's not enough, I get aggravated.
You like mayonnaise?
He's not the biggest man.
here's the weird thing. So, like growing up in Brooklyn, if you got an Italian sub and there was anything except oil, vinegar, salt, pepper on it, you were drummed out of Brooklyn immediately.
100%.
If you put
Yeah.
mayo
You
on
know.
it. And so I was conditioned to be a self-hating condiment.
back to me.
My last
Do
name
not
is
eat
Mayo.
it.
My last name is Mayo, and yet I kind of like hated mayonnaise growing up. But now, as I've grown up, I like the creaminess.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
As you grew up.
I add mayonnaise to an Italian too, and I know it's sacrilegious, so I hide it in
You'd be
public.
surprised
but
how many people
I
want that sandwich.
just enjoy like
Watch out. Here we go.
what he's saying. I enjoy the creaminess of the mayonnaise with the Italian or the oil vinegar, with all the vegetables, with the meat. I think it.
But a real
Goes
sub
down.
that doesn't get mayonnaise.
I know.
And I've just come to a realization without therapy.
You
The
can tell I'm
reason
not Italian.
You're not a New Yorker Italian.
No, neither.
I've just had a eureka moment. The reason why
Yeah.
I do these big bites and unhinge my jaw like a snake is because I had a snake as a pet.
There you go.
Oh.
So I
You're
used to watch
emulating
how Spaz ate.
Spaz, yeah.
He used to eat whole frogs in
Yes,
one
that's how
bite. Like it was
snakes eat.
this little tiny garter snake
That's
that
how
was
humans
like his
are
mouth was like this big, and he would like swallow a frog whole. It was great.
Nick is
All right,
waiting
here we
with bated
go.
breath for your
Come on,
bite.
let's go.
Oh
Holy
my
Toledo.
gosh.
Mayo, please.
My God.
I find it interesting.
Mayo,
we're-
mayo,
I didn't think-
mayo.
I
the
didn't
oth-
think you could do that.
Defo, the other person we do the show with, and I are sickened
Go give him
by
a bib.
that. I have a napkin here. Just take this napkin before you throw it up out over our restaurateurs. I find it interesting. We're sickened by it, but Reno, every restaurateur literally actually asks for this. Burt Rappaport, who's a legendary restaurateur, who's owned upwards of 50-plus restaurants in his career, videoed it. And I find it interesting that you all are enamored by what just happened. While I'm grossed out by
seeing it on video and like being next to it, it's like too different.
It truly is disgusting. I apologize. I hope we're invited back next month.
Wow.
Lubie,
Nick asked for it. He asked for it.
I only do it upon request.
You
now.
do. You've been really good about it, and I'm proud of you. But you're not going to let them down, and I appreciate that as well.
Don't try that.
I do have snake-like tendencies at times. I can unhinge that jaw. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back with more at Stromboli's Pizza Kitchen in the Fountain Shops of Plantation after these words. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late-night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. I was so busy eating this delicious Italian sub here at Stromboli's. I didn't do our live spot for Tropical Acres,
Yes.
and I got to get that in because, it's Wednesday. I'm all screwed up. It's no longer half-price wine night, but Tropical Acres Steakhouse, they just celebrated their 75th anniversary. One of the places that's a favorite on the Let's Eat group, and it's a favorite of mine, too, because it's got great value, quality, and the Studiali family are just the tremendous masters of hospitality. They're on 4 generations that have worked there, and Jack and his son, Joe, will take great care of you. They're open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop, which you probably shouldn't forget about. They do great cuts of meat, the filet mignons. They cut and not butterfly, but they trim center cut, beautiful. The butcher shop is open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and then, of course, the dining room opens for dinner at 4:30. The bar, happy hour in the bar, half-price drinks. You can't beat that value. Belvedere martinis for $8.
Well, and I know stone crab season's done, but lobster.
And of course, thank you. Twin lobster
time is
specials,
here.
$39 every Monday through Friday. For $39, you get 2 whole steamed lobsters straight from the North Atlantic, along with with a salad and a side dish. Can't beat the deal. Tropical Acres, we love them. 2500 Griffin Road, open for Father's Day. Make your reservations now. 954-989-2500. Again, 954-989-2500. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, Angelique.
And I'm a 3rd-generation Floridian, and I've never been there.
Really?
Oh, really? All right.
Never, but it's on my list because of you guys, and maybe I'll take Nick for Father's
It's
Day.
a rite of passage for people in Let's Eat South Florida. You must go there.
If you like
I'm
lobster
not
at
even like a
all,
real
you have to
member
try
right
it.
now.
okay. Well, we need to
Not
get you in,
everybody
exactly.
likes it, but that's okay because not every restaurant
If you
is
do
for
like lobster,
everybody.
the lobster special
I
is
love
great.
lobster.
And if you like prime rib at all, their
Oh, of
prime rib
course,
is
yeah.
fantastic.
My suggestion for people is you go in there, have a drink at the bar during happy
Yeah, the
hour.
happy hour is great.
Maybe
too.
get one of their little happy hour items that are reduced pricing, like they have a coconut shrimp, that's excellent. Then you go into the dining room and you get a twin lobster special, and then you get a prime rib for 2 people. You split it, surf and turf, 1 lobster each, half of a prime rib.
It's great.
And if it's Monday or Tuesday, they have the half price wine.
You know it, like
you get a half price
Well,
bottle of wine.
he goes there like weekly.
It's possible when you go there on Monday or Tuesday, which is half price wine night.
You get a half price a bottle of wine.
And you can
It's like
get
nice wine.
the twin lobster, a nice piece of prime rib, and a bottle of wine for $100.
oh, that's good.
Which is crazy because like you go
yeah, but
to
is it busy,
Chili's
like
these days.
super busy that day?
No, Monday and Tuesday is those more quiet nights
Okay.
because it's not the weekend. But you'll find me in there every Monday because I like a good deal. So anyway, I hope you'll make it in there. And the other part I love about the whole lunchbox, our sponsors, they kind of cross-pollinate now, and I want to put in the good word for Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap, which has Southern food downtown, 525 North Federal Highway, and the Studiales, Jack and his lovely wife Terry, went into Batch for a brunch over, I'm not sure which day, but they went in for their weekend brunch. And Kevin said that he wasn't there, but had made sure that they were taken great care of. And I haven't gotten the full report yet from Jack, but I know that you were in there.
The Lubitzes were in there. I also saw another Mayo in there. Your brother Burl was in there with his wife as well, which was super cool.
This was on Monday?
Yeah, they were just there.
Oh, right. And he never gets to enjoy brunch or go out to eat on usually because he works at Gulfstream, and when there's live racing, they have to always be there. Yep. And so it cuts into their weekend brunch activities.
I saw 4 happy faces between
we do Batch's equipment.
Oh, nice.
From Maltese Company. That's what I was asking my husband. I was like, I think we did their equipment.
Well, Kevin and Brandon, they'll take great care of you. And again, they're open 7 days a week. They have the weekend brunches, which have the bottomless drink specials. And they have a fantastic array of all kinds of Southern cuisine. They've got the chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits and the jambalaya, which is great. Happy hour, Whiskey Wednesdays that has all kind of great whiskey education classes. Today's Wednesday.
Yes,
going there for a Whiskey
tonight.
Wednesday. And, of course, you'll get some great deals. And also they do a lot of great philanthropy where part of the proceeds from some of the bottles that they sell on Wednesday night goes towards local charities. Great job, great people. 525 North Federal Highway. And there's free parking in the garage on the side street for 4 hours. A lot of people don't realize that. Makes it a hassle-free experience. Batch, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right. We drove Nick away. I guess we were talking too much about dogs. He liked the hockey talk, but he loves food talk, and I love the way he eats. And I'm gonna try some of those mushroom. I had the arancini last month. It was terrific.
He likes sports and food.
The chicken marsala.
Just like you.
He's a man after my own heart. But now that he's gone, we can talk freely because you were mentioning, okay, besides putting the mayonnaise on the Italian cold cut sub, which is sometimes frowned upon.
It's sacrilegious.
All the bad things I do.
You do some other. But this brings me to the topic of food rules and the food police. And I've learned to kind of lighten up because I used to be one of those like harsh people until I had a daughter who put ketchup on her hot dogs. And that changed everything. I almost disowned her.
Oh
but
my gosh, you would hate me.
What'd you do? All right, tell me some of the things you do.
I do ranch on pizza.
My daughter loves that too.
Do you put it on the pizza or you dunk it in?
I dunk it.
Okay, yeah. See,
but I'll put ranch on anything.
You put it on it. Okay.
And I like sour cream. I put sour cream on rice.
That's interesting.
Don't.
You're creative in your food combinations.
Oh my goodness! On our omelets, I do like a ham, cheese, and I do sour cream on my omelet.
By the way,
look at me nuts.
This mushroom square slice is fantastic, and I'm not even eating it fresh out of the oven.
No, it's been here.
And I'm still devouring it. What a great. It's like a marsala sauce.
It's a chicken marsala pizza.
There's chicken on here? Oh,
yes.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There's chicken marsala pizza.
I'm sorry. I was just picking up the marsala and the mushrooms, but yes, there are beautiful pieces of chicken here.
Yeah.
That's a good slice.
That's my second favorite.
Man.
Grandma's and then
Grandma's.
Let me ask you about this.
Day.
I don't know if it's being born in Florida or living here, but my daughter puts ketchup on the hot dogs. She puts pineapple on her pizza.
Oh, no.
She puts ranch dressing on, she
pineapple.
dips it on her crust. She puts ranch on everything. And she'll dip French fries in her Frosties.
I do that.
You do that,
yeah.
too. Can you explain the appeal of that? Because I don't understand.
No idea. Like a little salt and sweet. I don't know. I love it.
I think this is a youngster thing because, it's a certain generation.
You're calling me young?
Yes, you're very young.
I liked you. No.
Yeah, my wife does it. It weirds me out. I tried it and it wasn't bad, but she won't get Wendy's. Like if we go to Wendy's, she won't get it without. Like if they don't have the Frosty, I can't go to Wendy's.
Broken.
She won't. She's like, well, then go somewhere else. I'm like, they still have food here. Like, no, you can't go to Wendy's and not have a Frosty and fries.
Well, you
okay.
start to crave it when you know you're going there, and then they let you down.
Let me ask you this: does
Wendy's
Wendy's have a problem with their Frosty machines the same way McDonald's does with their
not as bad
McFlurry machines?
Because she likes vanilla, and that's the flavor they futz with.
Chocolate.
Like.
Has
they
anybody
don't always have vanilla?
Has anybody ever gone to
Yeah, I don't
McDonald's
know,
and
and had
asked
a
for a
shake?
McFlurry
And
and it actually works?
One out of I have 3 kids, so every 10 times I go, it's working. At least one of my children will ask, and every 10 times. But it makes like I can tell the parent lie and be like, no, it's broken. It's not broken. They believe it.
And once we're on the topic of fast food, frozen things,
treats,
is there a Sonic in South Florida?
Yes, there's a couple.
Where?
There's one right by where I live, and there's one off a commercial in University.
Sunrise?
Okay. In my neck of the woods, there are no Sonics. I passed by one in Tallahassee last week, and my daughter almost wanted to go in there and get a shake. How are the shakes at Sonic's?
I have no idea.
So Sonic is interesting because that's where I had my first foray with Sonic. And I found out there's 2 things I like there and then I don't like anything else. They do chili cheese tots, which for a man that likes Skyline, you may actually like their chili.
Oh, yeah.
And they do really good shakes.
But
the shakes are really good.
Skyline with Sonic?
He likes Sonic does it I'm not a big Skyline
really?
fan, but he likes it.
I love Skyline.
He loves it. We make fun of him for
it.
It's
not chili, it's Greek bolognese sauce. And it's basically, if you just think of it as Greek meat sauce that you put over spaghetti, for some reason, it has spices with cinnamon and nutmeg, and then you put it on the you put the blanket of cheese on top and on the spaghetti, and I love it. It's one of my guilty pleasures. So
if you're comparing it to the normal
spaghetti bolognese or the pastas you get here, obviously it's a completely different animal, but it's for me, I like it sometimes.
They do a nice shake. When she's up in Tallahassee, she'll try. But if you ever out west, we have again on Commercial and University, there's a Sonic. And on Sample Road, and I guess it's 62nd, right before you get to 441, on Sample, there's a Sonic.
Okay.
You have these mapped out. Do you have every restaurant?
I've lived by both of these, so I know them well.
Is Sonic known for the little tiny ice pellets or something? Is there something about the ice?
My wife calls it the good ice.
The good ice. It's like crushed ice.
The shaved crushed ice.
It's like crack. It's just like you got to keep
I told
give me that
him
ice,
when I left the hospital after having my daughter, I was like, oh my God, we have to get one of those ice machines because he does restaurant equipment. And he's like, yeah, sure, babe. I'm like, I just gave you a baby and you can't give me one of those ice machines.
So your husband doesn't realize that's actually a thing.
Yes.
My wife calls it the good ice, and I've literally been out and heard women go, "Oh, they have the good ice." So I don't know if it's a gender thing, but
I'll
it's
be
not
an
just
envy
you
of all
or my
the
wife.
housewives if you get me one.
And he wouldn't get it for you?
No.
Hasn't he ever heard of happy wife equals happy life?
What's getting away with it?
We're gonna have to
crazy.
We're gonna have to kind of talk some sense into Nick
right?
here. Meanwhile, do we got to do one more break? I've lost total track of space and time. All I know is I'm just loving everything.
I love that they wanted to bring
here.
out more food. I give them
Parm
credit.
is great. One last philosophical question before the break, because as I pulled in here, I passed by a chain Italian place, and I when I drive around, sometimes I see chain pizza places.
Yeah.
I don't want to name any names.
That's fine.
Domino's, Papa John's. I just don't understand why. Okay, I understand if you live in the middle of Idaho or Nebraska and those are your only options, then I would understand that because everybody loves pizza and Italian food. But when you live in a thriving metropolis like the Broward County, and where you get all these incredible pizzerias and people with New York roots and that are doing really terrific, putting out great food at really spectacular prices.
Yep.
Why and how in the hell does any of these other places make it? Who goes there and why don't they come here?
So I know who you're talking about, and we have one in both of our plazas.
Yeah, and it's not that
look,
much
there's a bunch of them.
cheaper.
Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut.
You guys are comparably priced.
It's safe because once you know, they think it's safe because
Right.
once you've gone to one location, you think all
all
of the
the same.
locations
Right.
are good. You already know what you want on the menu. They do make a great salad,
Right.
but it's very generic.
Right.
You're not getting flavorful, big.
No flavor. I
Yeah.
once
Well, the
ordered a chicken
ingredients are usually
parm
not what
there.
you guys
It was.
I don't want to bad.
No, it's
I'm
not
not-
your job to
Yeah,
do
but
that.
I do
it's
like
my
their
job
salad.
to do that.
No, I do like their
My
salad.
wife loves Domino's freaking chocolate lava cake. She thinks it's one of the greatest desserts on the planet, and we've been to France and Italy and
Oh man.
out to San Francisco. So look, they all have their place. When you're having 30 people over and there's kids and you don't
Yeah,
want
it
to do
makes
math,
more sense.
it's fine. But what he's saying, I get. Like if it's a Wednesday night and you can go get pizza, especially now with how prices have soared with casual dining establishments, they're not better price. And a lot of places like you
Not
guys
only
do
that, but
specials all the time.
You guys have your own in-house delivery. So convenience
You don't
is
even have
not
to do
that. You know,
Uber or
it's
anything.
not.
Yep.
It's not a matter of they deliver in 30 minutes. You know, you guys have your own efficient delivery system.
And we have a heart here.
Yeah.
There's a heart
Soul,
here.
yeah.
And once you get too big, like you asked me last time, would we open more locations? I feel like you lose the heart of a
Yep.
place when you're.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, no, it's
You can only
funny.
do so much.
It's funny
Yeah.
you mentioned that because I remember there's a place that now they're opening up more and more locations, and my daughter just said, "Yeah, it seems like why is that the more." Again, because you can't be everywhere at once, and the
That's it.
people who are maybe most responsible, and the original chefs and proprietors, can't be everywhere at once.
Unless you get really great staff, which we do
Yep.
have. We do have really great managers at some of the locations.
Well, and you do have another location up in
Yeah,
Boca Raton,
we have
right?
another one in Boca.
We should mention that. And so for if you want some spectacular food, Stromboli Pizza Kitchen.
441 in Yamato.
Yep, that's out in West Boca.
Yeah.
When you guys were and if almost everything's house made, right? Like
Yeah.
your cannoli shells are house made,
Yes.
the cannoli creams
Everything.
house made. Like we went to a place and they do a good job and the cannoli was nice and they were proud that they brought it in from Italy and I thought that was great and I'm not judging them, but I'm like, shoot, that's really impressive if you're
Yeah.
making it in house. Like
Yeah, but it's hard to find somebody that's able to make everything, and it's hard to train some people on
Yeah.
everything. Like, and pizza, people don't think a pizza guy it's a very niche specialty, to make
Yeah.
pizzas. You know, some people don't even make their own dough,
And that's a disgrace.
and
I mean,
everybody
you gotta-
and everybody makes dough differently.
that's
I mean, it's just the same way that you have these, breakfast bagel shops. They don't make their
They
own
buy
bagels.
bagels.
They
I know.
again, there are some other, they bring them in from,
Yeah, that's
factories,
fine.
bakeries,
It is what
which
it
are
is.
fine. But to me, if
not
I'm
the
going
same.
to a bagel shop, I want an in-house, hand-rolled bagel. And we'll talk more about bagel shops
We'll
next
definitely
month
do that next time we're here.
here.
And a lot of places that do make their own end up wholesaling theirs,
Yep.
so then it loses their
everyone has it,
quality too.
when you
Oh, yeah,
overproduce
yeah,
it,
When
yeah.
you
Mass production,
overproduce
yep.
it,
Yeah, because there's only so many that
you can make. And it's
Yeah.
and again, to hand roll.
If it's a hand rolled
baker,
It's a whole
operation,
thing.
yeah,
It's a
machine is obviously the
Yeah.
machine can work a lot harder, but then you lose again that part of that
Exactly.
soul, that essence is that
even
hand-rolled.
because we're in the equipment business and obviously other businesses, but even to put one of those bagel ovens together,
Yeah.
it took us 2 months.
Yep.
Really?
It's a you have to fly somebody from a different state to
Oh,
come put
wow.
it together. It's a huge thing. So imagine mass
Yeah.
producing all of those bagels off of that very particular oven.
Yeah, it's only so
No,
much.
it's going to lose something.
Yeah.
And then you end up with lenders. Did we have one more break?
We do.
Okay, let's take that break, and then we'll come back to wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox from Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in Plantation. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa d'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner, reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa d'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. Are you looking for a good New York-style slice? How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to StromboliSPizza.com to place your order today. Oh, we're back on the Lunchbox. Man, are we having a lunch feast or what? This is one of those days where I am not going to need any dinner.
The rest of the day.
I am going to maybe play some poker tonight and try to kind of redeem myself, much in the same way that the Panthers redeemed themselves last night after a tough loss, because I had a tough loss at the tables on Monday on Memorial Day. I don't want to harp on it, but I did bubble. 2 off the money.
2 days in a row you brought it up.
Yeah, well, it's gnawing at me, and the only way to kind of get over it is you got to get back on that horse and ride it. And
gambling bad, Nick. When we went to the Bahamas,
it's not gambling. It's a hobby.
Oh, very much.
Some people play golf.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Some
play
people,
tennis.
they have
Mike
a
Mayo
boat and they go fishing.
gives
And that's
other
a
people
lot
his
more
money.
expensive than poker,
Okay.
owning a boat.
Mike Mayo gives his money to other people he's never met.
Well, it's my form
Is it fun?
of philanthropy,
It's his charity.
spreading the wealth.
Is it fun or is it? I really stressed.
I think it's great. I mean, I really enjoy it. For me, it's stress relief, except when you get close to the end and you don't make the money, because then you've wasted 9.5 hours and walk away with nothing. But for me, it's it's challenging mentally. It involves math. It involves psychology. It involves storytelling, because every time you make a bet, if you're bluffing, are you not bluffing? What story are you?
Yeah.
And the range of people that you find at a poker table.
Oh, I love it.
Is from all walks of life.
Oh, yeah.
It's the way I've described it, and I know people who have just high-profile defense attorneys and the people that they just got sprung from jail.
I love to go. Like I don't have that hobby.
Yes.
But when I go with him, I love to sit there and just like watch.
People watching is
watch.
great.
My favorite is
It's
craps.
awesome.
I love watching craps.
Yeah.
People get really into it. But I'm like you. I'm not. I get a stress and a pain
Yeah.
from giving you my money.
Exactly.
Then
I'm thinking about all of the other
fun.
things I could buy when he loses money. I'm mad at him.
And the thing is, it has to be once you've paid all the bills, paid the mortgage,
Yeah,
paid
well,
the
that's- yeah, of
insurance,
course.
He's not risking
and
his house.
I'm at the
course.
end of the month, and I'm celebrating because I made my last child support payment
forever.
forever
Mazel tov, there you go.
this
You made
morning.
them. That's awesome.
So now to go
Now she goes to
celebrate.
college.
Well, now, okay.
Yay!
The thing is now, instead of paying baby mama, I have to pay the
her.
kid directly.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I love you,
Other
Natalia.
expenses. Yeah.
Man, did I have a fun time
We
or
always have a
what?
blast, yeah.
I could just sit here and eat
I
all
just love how
day.
Angelique's nervous and then carries the
I'm
show.
so nervous.
This was pretty good. This was pretty
Always
good.
have a
All
lot of
right.
fun.
Enjoy. Well, the game is tomorrow night.
Yes, Thursday
so
night.
we've got tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to be at Gilbert's 17th Street
Yes.
Grill. Speaking of Burger Month, it's wrapping up.
Yeah.
We had
This
Burger
week.
Day yesterday. Had a couple of good burgers up a place you might not expect it, but we want to, Oh, speaking of burgers, this is the one little nugget. The Sun Sentinel was doing their best burger in South Florida
when did they
competition,
finish that up?
and a bunch of our friends and our sponsors at Gilbert's are in the final 5. And people have been asking me, when are they going to release the final? Who's going to be the winner?
champion?
I checked in with my Sun Sentinel sources today. Thank you, Gretchen. The person is writing up the results right now.
Nice.
It's either going to be published later today or first thing tomorrow morning. What I've been told, and I can't betray any confidences, but that it was a lot of votes and that it was very close.
Nice.
And I'm going to make a prediction. All right, you go ahead.
This is a better one than the bagel one?
The
Okay.
bagel one I was.
Yeah, we were annoyed by,
bagel one was-
the
You know,
bagel
people
one.
These are
say-
good candidates.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
say
we were
I'm
annoyed by the
biased,
bagel.
but I
Deserving.
thought Grandpa's.
Well, my problem was the
dessert
5. Again, we had issues with the 5 that they went.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was our
It
problem
was
with the
very,
bagel one.
it was, I was,
It was
Again, like,
random because there was a
yeah.
couple in there that were like
Grandpa's
stinkers.
Goldberg does the same bagel. And
Grandpa's.
look, there are places that do great bagels, fine, but there was like a bunch of like off the board ones that we had never
that's what I
heard
was,
of.
a
But the
brand
one,
new
the
bagel
one that
place.
won
It's fine.
is okay. They do bake them in house. I just didn't love them,
Yeah.
and I can't say that they're better than.
But the burger
ones.
one is.
But the burger
it's-
one's good.
Le Tub,
All
which
of
is
them.
well
All 5
known
are
for
good.
burgers. Charm City, which does a great
The
burger.
Tub is off my list now, but
But
I know it
they're
still
known
has a
for
big
Why is
following.
it off your list?
They've had their ups and downs. They got bought by a new kind of it's a group that has like 5 restaurants in Hollywood, but the last time I went, it was kind of a pre-cooked burger that they threw
Oh,
on the grill
no.
at the end instead of doing it from start to finish,
No.
and it just wasn't. But it
It's probably
has
Le Tub, honestly,
a
to me,
wide
because they're
enough.
just known.
I think Jeffrey Eats has a wide enough following now, and he does the social media game really
Is this
well.
the food truck?
That's the food
Yeah.
truck
See,
outside.
I'm all for
in-
that.
in-
He does a great job.
I
outside
love
of
that.
Barrel Monks Brewing, and
Didn't
yeah.
but
So
wasn't there a barbecue something for barbecue where another food truck won a barbecue?
Oh, the best barbecue. They did the
yeah,
best
that
barbecue
was
with the other one.
the Mr. Lee's barbecue
That
one.
was
Yeah,
their
I
one.
follow them on social media.
He does a good job.
Yeah.
That one.
There was fried chicken. It was bagels,
they also.
burgers, and barbecue.
But this is the real barbecue one coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, barbecue they did already, right?
Yeah,
They did
barbecue they did. Mr.
Yeah,
Lee's
so
one,
what's
but I
next,
didn't
they
like
don't
their
know, I
final
guess.
5. They had it all wrong, also. But that's neither
Well-
here nor there. So, hey, it looks like
How
that
do they get chosen?
also submitted by readers in terms
Oh.
of
And then-
nominations, and whoever they tabulate the nominations. The top 5 get in, and then it gets to a vote. So,
Popularity contest.
Yes. Yeah.
isn't everything?
Which I don't mind. The problem is you
Yes.
can't. It's hard to legislate that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you
Well,
can stuff ballots and you
once
can,
upon a time, the Sun Sentinel did a chicken wings contest where the readers voted for the 5 finalists, and then it was a judging panel of which I was included.
I like that.
And it was a blind tasting of the 5 finalists by a panel of experts or even
Whatever
non-experts. But then you
You're
sit
an
around.
expert.
Yeah, I'm an
No,
expert.
he's done it long enough. He's
I'm a
he's
professional.
considered
Own
an
it,
expert. I don't know
own
if he is,
it.
but he's considered one.
I am a pro.
Yes.
Can you see him? Good thing I don't swallow chicken wings
exactly.
like I did the Italian cold cut hero.
This is
but
a pro.
but yeah, to me that's the fairest way when you do a
Yeah,
panel
I
with
like
a
that
blind
better.
tasting, and then you say which one actually wins on the merits and not just who gets the most votes because they have good social
Can
media.
we bring that back?
Yeah, well, I've
He
been
can talk to them.
I've
He can
been
do it.
clamoring, but it is a pain in the butt to go to all the 5 places, and then they don't all stay warm. And how do you warm them up and get the and then there's a way to do it. If where there's a will, there's a way. Angelique.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks for everything.
Thank you to Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you to Angelique.
That shrimp parm, outstanding.
Everything was fantastic.
We'll do it again next
Can't wait
month,
till next
and
month.
we'll talk about a lot more things. Hot
Tomorrow-
topics and cold cuts.
Tomorrow will be at one of those finalists at
And
Gilbert's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Beef will be back
Hopefully
with us.
Gilbert's is the winner. How awesome would that
That'd
be
be
if we happen
fantastic.
to be
Be
there
there when they
the
release
day
it.
that they win? And even if they don't win,
No, they're finalists.
you know, they're number one,
It's
In
great
your
to be,
1A in my books.
it's good
Yeah.
to be nominated, as they say.
They do a great job. All right, enough of my yapping. Thank you, Lubie, for
Thank
steering
you,
us
sir.
through all the technical
We got
issues.
through it.
Thanks to Nick and Angelique. Go Panthers, and
Cats tomorrow.
we'll see everybody tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every pizza, pasta, shrimp parm, arancini, and Italian cold cut sandwich
With mayonnaise
with mayonnaise.
for Mayo.